The statement that truth hurts is a claim. And the statement that truth hurts is a claim is also a claim. And what do we do with claims? We weigh them. Typically, we put them on a scale to determine whether they are true or not. And if a statement is true, we value it. That is a good statement. And if a statement is false, we do not value it. That is a bad statement. We write the true statements down in a book, we throw the bad statements into the rubbish bin, and we go on our way, trying to make our statements truer and trying to eliminate more and more of the not true statements. And here's another claim. This is the lens by which we view so much of the world that by even stating it explicitly, it seems trivial. Because by what other measure would we possibly value statements other than differentiating them based on their truth value? In fact, the entire apparatus of Western academic intellectualism can be seen in large measure as the Herculean effort to make even a single absolutely true statement. We've been working at this for over 2,500 years, and we feel like our theories are getting truer and truer, and that somewhere at the end of the rainbow, there's going to be a theory that's so true and absolute that our quest will be complete. If we keep going, there's a pot of absolute, infallible, incorrigible, context-free, and objective truth waiting for us. But this worldview depends on assumptions that deserve to be questioned, namely, is this incorrigible, absolute, infallible, and objective pot of truth even possible or attainable? But that's not the question that's most interesting to me. The question I think is far more important is whether we want to confine ourselves to this quest and only this quest. Do we want to be bounded by the limits of this quest, like we're a fly in a Wittgensteinian bottle desperately trying to get out? Namely, do we really want true and false to be the ultimate measure by which we value a statement? Or is there a scale that we could use that would be better, in at least some instances, to helping us navigate the world? I think there is. I think we already know what it is, and more miraculously, I think we actually agree on what it is, and I think it's worth talking about, because for all the good that true and false have given us, I'm not sure we understand the scope and degree by which true and false, when used in the wrong way, is literally, mentally, and physically hurting us. And I don't just mean that true statements hurt. True statements can hurt. My grandpa told me when I was little, my head was too big for my body, and it hurt a little bit. But that's not the kind of true hurt that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that the very idea of truth can hurt. The anger and anxiety that we feel when defending an idea that we think might be true or not true is so strong that we are sometimes actually killing ourselves over it. So I'm not afraid to ask the question whether we really want true and not true to be the ultimate measure by which we value statements, and ask whether there's an alternative way in which we can value the statements that we make. I think there is. I think we already know what it is. I see no reason why we cannot choose to value statements based not solely on whether they are true or false in and of themselves, but in their effect on making life better. And by making life better, I mean fuller, richer, kinder, more tolerant, more exciting, more enjoyable, more beautiful, and more interesting. Not just for you, but for your future self that you're going to turn into, and for other people, and for their future selves, and for our entire human family. This is the treasure we're after at the end of the rainbow, and if truth helps us get there, then so be it. But don't let truth distract you from seeing it in its rightful form as a tool that we created to help us make life better for each other. A tool that worked so well we started to value it more than each other. A tool that we started to worship and in the ultimate irony start to kill each other over. And at some point we started to work for our idea of truth instead of it working for us. But I'm not telling you to abandon truth. I'm telling you to take it back and use it to make life better for each other. But don't do it because it's true. Do it because it's kind. Do it because it's beautiful. And then we can be less distracted by all the different ideas that divide us and instead focus on the one we can all agree on, so that maybe we can take Jacob Marley's advice and understand that truth ultimately is not our business. Mankind is our business. Because when we forget that, we fail. When we forget that, we get angry. And when we forget that, we hurt.